Hello, I'm Bruce McAvaney. As we all know, the ultimate goal of every footballer is to play in a premiership team. But in South Australia, by far the highest individual honour is to win the Magarey Medal. The Magarey Medal was instituted in 1898 by Mr. W.A. Magarey and is presented each year to South Australia's fairest and most brilliant footballer. Every medal awarded is of a different design, a stipulation by the donor. Some great champions have won the gold medal and the glory that goes with it, while many others have found it too elusive. Only one player has won the Magarey Medal 4 times, and he is the Port Adelaide centre man, Russell Ebert. Ebert was born at Berry in 1949 and later lived at Loxton. He made his debut for the Magpies in 1968 after being recruited from the Waikerie Football Club. In his first year, he was Port Adelaide's top goal kicker with 44 goals to his credit. Standing at 185 centimetres and weighing 90 kilograms, he is a perfect physical specimen. Ebert is a copybook example to junior footballers. On the field, he maintains a deep concentration, never indulges in tantrums, never questions the umpire, and plays with great intensity and energy. He has the ability to adjust his game to suit the circumstances, either as the attacker or the defender, or just to provide opportunities for his teammates. Ebert doesn't rely on luck. He feels that you create your own, but if something unusual happens to help you, well then that's a bonus. Many players can control a match for 1 or 2 quarters, but only a handful of champions can take control for 4 quarters. Ebert is one of those, and that ability has made him a Magarey medalist in the years of 1971, 74, 76 and 1980, and Port Adelaide's best and fairest trophy winner 6 times. His game is built around fitness, stamina, anticipation and skills. Fitness and stamina allows him to run and run throughout a match. His reading of the play enables him to be in the right place at the right time to receive the ball from a teammate or to steal it from his opponent. He handles the ball cleanly and with confidence, continually kicking and handballing to teammates. It is most unusual for him to make an error, but when he does, it is his uncanny recovery and balance that gets him out of trouble. No one at Alberton trains harder than Ebert to perfect his craft. He is always working to eradicate errors. Ebert has lifted his football skills to a dazzling level. He believes in discipline and design, knowing that errors are due mainly to a lapse in concentration. You play as you train. If a player eliminates mistakes at training, he is well and truly on the way of eliminating them in a match. Port Adelaide has won an amazing 22 premierships since the introduction of the league system in 1907 and has missed out on competing in the final round only 6 times. A formidable record. Everybody at Port Adelaide demands success. Second best is not good enough. Port's record, vainly chased by other clubs, may never be equalled. Certainly its feat of winning 6 successive premierships between 1954 and 1959 will remain unchallenged for many years to come. When Russell Ebert first came to Port Adelaide in 1968, he played against many of the greats in South Australian League football. When he played against West Torrens, he had to contend with Lindsay Head, a man who had already won 3 Magarey medals. He had to play against the likes of Neil Curley, as fierce and as tough a competitor as South Australian League football has ever seen. Foster Williams was Port Adelaide's coach in those days. Foss, what about those early days, Russell Ebert, when he first came to Port Adelaide? What was he like?
Oh, he was an absolute, looking from the side, you can say that he had all the power of a body power, and he used to run so heavily. It was tremendous. I remember talking to Reg Brofoy at the time. He said, I'll never get in that bugger's road. He said, he just runs straight, and he runs with a heaviness that takes his body through people. And I think this is Russell just grew on top of that, and in terms of approaching the ball this way.
Looking back now, are you surprised that he's been so successful?
Oh, no, not at all. We saw that from the start. In fact, we had a very good team when Russell came into it, and we had to play him in the unfamiliar place at full forward. But he did sensationally there, and he could catch the ball. The only thing that let him down the early part, and it was against his thoughts too, that he couldn't kick the ball well. But later on, he kicked the ball well, and of course, he could have played in any position. In fact, I think he has played in every position.
Foss, what was his attitude like to training in those early days?
Very good. No, he was very good. He got a bit of a monkey on his shoulder, I think, in terms of some of the training later on, and he might have declined a little bit then. And then I think he was consulted. He matured in his own game, and he come forward, and now he's an absolutely tremendous trainer.
Foss, you've seen some great players over the years. How do you rate Russell Ebert?
Well, they always talk about Russell and Barry Robran as the two people, and I suppose the greatest game, or the greatest competition in a game of football I've ever seen was Russell and Barry.